trying to summon a idea for the video that I'm about to make. It's gonna be the first one on this channel. I had a channel, and I just deleted it. Essentially, like, my name was attached, and like people I knew IRL, specifically some my fucking brothers would like watch it, and then they'd like play the videos at family events and like show my mom and whatever, and it was like I'm talking about personal stuff, and yeah, it kind of sucks. I don't like that. So here we are, fresh channel. It's not like I really deleted many subscribers, so I didn't have any views. But yeah, I just want to talk about whatever. I don't know. It's kind of like, you know, do the old like video journal, talking about what I'm going through and real shit. And yeah, I think people quite relate to this content. I think we're seeing a rise in this kind of content. I just saw this Snooks YouTube channel guy a few weeks ago uploaded how I woke up as a 35-year-old loser and how you can avoid it. And he was this guy who just uploaded like gaming content that didn't get many views. And that video just did like 500,000 views. And it was really good. I mean, yeah, the guy's very, very good at monologuing. He's quite articulate, and he's definitely like, you can tell he's got some strengths that are maybe haven't flourished in his life. And yeah, quite enjoy that kind of content. And I think I also quite enjoy making these videos. I find it a little bit cathartic, and I was feeling really low today in energy, and I couldn't really pin down why. And I haven't really been doing creative stuff for a bit, and I have noticed in the past that being creative, doing creative projects kind of energizes me. Just talking now, I feel like kind of some electricity going, like I kind of have to, or don't have to, but I just want to focus. It's like I got some ADHD, and it's like I'm entering hyper focus mode now because this is something that I care about. I'm entering some novel exploratory territory right now. That's cool. You know, I don't know exactly where I'm going to go with this video. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel that I just created exactly. But there's something exciting and cool about it that it kind of like doesn't necessarily escape the mundaneness of life, but it kind of like you go deep in, like kind of you can like transform it, transmutate it, maybe make maybe the boring interesting, or the sad kind of like relatable. Like I think we're seeing with, you know, videos such as this guy who just talked into the camera for an hour about how he feels like a loser in his bedroom with absolutely he's absolutely no one. And got 500,000 views. It's like a lot of positive comments, and I really enjoyed it too. It's funny, I live in a pretty affluent neighborhood. I was walking around like a freaking farmer's market today because it's just down the street from my house, with it in my ear, like this guy talking about how he feels like he's a loser in his bedroom. He filmed at 3 a.m. I'm walking in at 2 p.m. looking at all these people buy overpriced broccoli and shit in like the most expensive fucking section of town. Like, it's pretty like what? It's a pretty weird thing that I did listening to that there. I kind of like to do things like that, juxtapose things that don't normally go together. But yeah, something about just like this kind of content of just people just like really digging internally onto the camera on YouTube. I find it's really cool, and I think we're seeing a rise in its popularity, and I think I like doing it, and I think I could, you know, whatever. Not really after the views. Like, I made like 50 videos on my old channel, not really having many views, and I don't really care. I didn't even have a plan for this video. I literally just click on and then I record. And I was actually just talking to myself for the last 20 minutes. I was doing a journal. I do audio journals where I just turn on the audio thing on my phone and then just speak. I like it better than writing. I just find it works better for me. And I was just kind of like reflecting on why I felt quite low today. And then I just thought that, maybe I should start like doing some creative stuff. And yeah, I thought I want to do YouTube again, but I also don't want to really like expose myself. Like, I want to have some privacy. So I'm gonna, just kind of go under this pseudonym, and hopefully none of my IRL people catch it. Like, I would have to be quite big for them to catch it, so that seems like it's, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to for a while at least, or never. So, yeah. I guess maybe I should talk about myself since it's the first intro video. And yeah, this is where I'm kind of encountering a problem because I can't really talk about my work. And if I talked about it, you would kind of understand why. Or if I explained why, you would understand why. But like some people I know who do this profession will talk about it openly. You know, like my friends and family know what I do. But there's reasons, self-protective reasons, you could say. And I mean, something that I just feel like motivated to say is that I am doing, well for myself financially, and I feel like I kind of unrelate to the people that I like watching, or like the art that I relate to, like all these YouTubers that I watch, like from people my age, or like I go to like a local concert or local open mic, these like local creative events, and like a lot of people are struggling, and financially it's this economy, and I'm kind of not, and it's a little bit isolating because the people that I'm attracted to, that I gravitate towards, they're like really struggling, and I don't really want to like expose how well I'm doing, and these people also like tend to trend towards like almost like a resentment towards like wealthier people. So it's kind of like I feel quite motivated to just keep it close to the chest, I guess, like my situation, career-wise, finance-wise, and it's a bit isolating, it's a bit isolating mentally, and I don't really have like work colleagues. Well, I do, but they're online. And I am, like when I'm in the same city as one or whatever, I'll go, visit, and we'll hang out, and it'll be cool. But it's a weird situation our society is in. Like, I feel like people are more like ashamed and like insecure than ever. I feel like vanity is on the rise because people are quite hopeless economically. Like, especially men. Like, I'm seeing this with men. Like, more and more dudes are just obsessed with getting jacked and looking jacked. And I go to the gym and there's a million dudes flexing in the mirror. And I go to like a regular washroom at like the mall or whatever, and there's just dudes like doing their hair in the mirror and stuff. It's kind of weird. And like, fuck, man, I'm like 27, and like half the people I know are like still living with their parents, and like they won't admit that they feel ashamed of it, but I think everyone does. At least I really did, even though I don't think that you should. Like, I knew that I shouldn't have felt ashamed when I was living with my parents like a few years ago. Yet I still did, and I feel like it's just kind of uncontrollable. Like, you feel like, oh, like you know, last generation people had a house and a kid at this age, like on average or whatever, and now I can't afford to leave my parents' house and I'm single. Like, I feel like that's just inevitably gonna produce a lot of shame and insecurity, and that's some like, so I guess some difficult tensions. I think I experienced some difficult tensions, like, you know, in this way. Because people kind of know that I'm doing well, and I'm also pretty fucking weird, so like, it's easy to resent me for a multitude of ways, I feel like. So, it's kind of interesting. All that to say, I'm kind of in this predicament, you could say, where I'm motivated to keep quite a lot of things private, and I feel like I'm quite isolated. Like, I work online, you know, by myself, at home, and I'm single, and you know, live alone, and then, you know, I keep a lot of things private, I guess, even though I try to be as open as possible, you know. But yeah, it's kind of a thing. Kind of a thing that maybe defines my life. This chapter, at least. Feeling just like kind of inherently unrelatable to like everyone. Like, and then the people that I do know that I can relate to, it's just like this kind of like it's like weird kind of guy, you know, like I'm like a weird guy. Oh, that's funny. My cat's hurting the camera. That's funny. Not a nice cat. Yeah, but it's kind of like, unless I just want to have a whole bunch of like these people that I just like will go and have these one-on-one lengthy abstract conversations with, there seems to be a definite lack in my life connection wise, and yeah, I mean, I guess dating is like, it's like the final boss here. It's like, that's definitely like the big one, you know, like, especially because my family life is solid, even though they're, you know, my family is my family. Like, I don't know, there's like, it's solid, but you know, there's annoyances, like there always is, you know, like when you're kind of glued to people, as in like, you're not with these people because you chose them and because you relate, you're with them because they're your family. Of course there's going to be like weird dynamics and tensions in terms of like the personalities clashing, because you are very close while also not being similar, you know, or if, you know, you grew to be a quite an individual, like I feel like I am like quite what would you say, quite a weird person, I guess, like, and I've kind of leaned into it, like I've always valued my individuality and autonomy and independence, so, you know, it's what I signed up for. I've always leaned into it and tried to, you know, strengthen it, but now I'm kind of here where it's like 27, approaching the 30s, and really do see a lot of value in having a family. But I look at the I look at the dating sphere, and it's like, fuck, where do I begin, man? It's I'm not. Every time I try that download the dating apps, man, it's like I don't have great pictures, and then I'm just like, do I like put more effort into good pictures, or do I just like upload what I have, and then I'm just like, oh, let's upload what I have, and then it's like 2 days goes by, I don't get any likes, or I get like one like by someone I don't like, and then it just makes me feel like extremely insecure, and then like I go on like Reddit and like YouTube people talk about dating apps, and it's just like I'll see these dudes who just look fine. They're just like, from what I can tell, good looking dudes, and they're just talking about how, like dating IRL to dating apps made them feel like they're like confident to like a complete piece of shit, which is exactly how I feel. I mean, like I've like I've done better with girls than I think I should, like IRL, like I've always been surprised by like, yeah, it's like it's quite an attractive girl, and then she's into me, and I'm like, oh wow, that's okay. It'll like, it'll really shake up your worldview, and then you go on Tinder, and then you get like, you swipe on like 50 girls, you run out of likes, and then like you check the next day and you have no responses from anything, and it's just like, and then I just remember from years ago, it's like you get a match and you message them, and it's a huge pain in the ass, and it's like, fuck, I hate texting, man. Like this is all fucking stupid. This is the dumbest way to meet someone. But then I look at like, where am I supposed to go to? I don't even drink. Am I supposed to go to a bar and like pretend that I'm drinking and like go up and tell some 22-year-old that she's cute and like ask for her phone number, and then like I just know that we're just gonna be terribly unrelatable? Do I like force myself to like go to a cafe and like talk to a girl who's like reading a book because she's gonna be smart or something? Do I go to like a music event, and I'm like, well, they like music, so fuck, dude. The whole thing is I just don't want to. I mean, it's like, that's how I feel about dating. It's just like, I'm good. Just like stay. I'm here. You guys are over there doing that thing, and just, you know what I mean? Because all the girls that I've had a good time with, and clicked with and whatnot. I mean, they've all inevitably failed, so maybe we didn't click that hard, but whatever. It's like shit kind of fell into my lap, or like, maybe I'll make a move or whatever, but it's like I'm not like going out of my way because like, oh, maybe a girl is gonna be there, like this mindset fucking is like soul crushing to me. Or like the idea of like I was thinking of like, oh, like my friend's a photographer. I even asked him, it's like, you should take pictures of me for my Tinder or Hinge so I can have a better chance on Hinge. And then like just the thought of that is so like, I'd rather be alone. I feel like, I really just feel like that way. Like, I'm not saying that's correct. I'm not saying that's going to be the best for my happiness and etc. long run. I'm not saying there's anything intelligent about it. I just have a like, no, good. That's whack, man. That's just, that ain't it. That ain't tasteful. It ain't cool. And yeah, so but then I have to like strategize, how do I find a girl in a cool way, and that it's in itself is not cool. But the years go by, and it's like I'm not finding myself in a relationship, in a good relationship, and then do you experience some loneliness or whatever that is maybe growing as people get older and friends grow apart and people prioritize working on themselves, etc., etc. and I prioritize, more and more this like kind of family future, and I'm kind of like, I'm getting older, like I should probably be trying to get into a relationship, or playing the field. This like emotional, I guess, discontentment grows, or has grown, and so now I'm feeling like, fuck, I should do something about this. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, that hand motion, just like, it's just fucking weird. It's just weird. It's just dumb. Like, my life is very privileged. It's very good. I can't lie. It's like, I spend all my time kind of doing things I enjoy. I get paid well to do things I enjoy. Imagine being like, a YouTuber who has millions of views or subscribers or whatever, who's like, still enjoys being a YouTuber, like gets excited over it. It's like I'm kind of in that kind of tier of like actualization, you could say. And maybe I'll get into like the old like when I'm feeling better or whatever, I'll probably make some productivity fucking tier content, even though I feel like there's so much of that shit. Because I do have that side of myself that's very like, let's optimize and grind, but perhaps I'm here making this video because I fell into this little emotional funk that is preventing me from getting on my grind, and I'm trying to like kind of head on solve the problem. And me head on solving the problem is doing some journaling, doing some introspecting. I hired a therapist. I got like a coach. I got like a coach and a therapist. What's the difference? I don't know. And before you yell, how the fuck can you afford all that? Which I could probably afford all that. But dude, therapy here is like $230 an hour Canadian. I live in Canada. But there's this website called Open Path Collective, and you can get a therapist for like $30 to $70 an hour. It's on Zoom, but there's like thousands of therapists, and you can like have a consultation with them. And I'm just getting my second therapist currently, and he seems quite solid. We had a really good consultation meeting. So Open Path Collective, if people are interested. But yeah, I'm kind of trying to attack this problem at all angles. This little emotional funk, and one of the things is actually like the inception of this channel. Like, if I wasn't in this funk and trying to solve this problem, I literally just was journaling, and I'm like, maybe this will make me feel better making a YouTube video. So I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely feel like my life lacks the connections that I want it to. And I just ran into a friend on the street actually, and he's invited me to this soccer event that he's doing, regular, ongoing hangout where we just hang out and play soccer with a bunch of people. And I'm like, I'm down. So that's cool. I feel like, like I said before, like the boss fight that I'm avoiding is the dating one, because I feel like that's huge. Like, I have I feel like I have enough friends. But, people are content seeing their friends like, once every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or whatever. But it's like, they're usually going home and they have like a significant other. And I have gone a long time without having that, and maybe never without having a good one. So really, I'm kind of like concluding that I should, and I have concluded before in these self-addresses that are not concluded, but like my mind is telling me like the thoughts that are bubbling up spontaneously. Like I don't know where this rant is going. I didn't know where it was going 25 minutes ago. But it's like the thoughts that are bubbling are saying, okay, clearly that's the big thing. Like there's a lot of value there that is unexplored. Like it's huge and it's unexplored. Whereas like, like going to like hanging out with that guy again, or like trying to like get into golfing or something, like you really think that's going to move the needle in terms of like your emotional state very much? Probably not. So yeah, I think I just need to probably swallow my pride and start like doing the things, like going to places where women are gonna be, and then like going and talking to them. And I feel like when I'm in a good little role, I'm pretty good at that. But when I'm in a good little role, I'm also just like, oh, okay, I'm feeling good. Let's just focus on my grind. Because those are my goals. Like, my goals is like, I got like career goals and like freaking, when I'm feeling good, I'm feeling content, I'm like, going, just fucking forget about women. Who cares? I want to go to this freaking open mic night and listen to these people be sad on their acoustic guitars when I can just, nose down, hit the books or whatever. I don't know, but I guess it's an investment to avoid like, to avoid the funks, like, yeah. And maybe this is like putting too much emphasis on the the role of the female counterpart in being like a emotional balancing act. But I mean, the reason I feel this way is because dude, my life is like honestly really healthy. Like I like work out like 5 times a week, and then I'm like active every day, like going for walks. I have a good sleep schedule. I eat really healthy. I freaking like I'm pretty healthy, man, besides the fact that I'm just like staring at a screen kind of for most of my day, and don't see people as much as I should. Like I'm pretty healthy. Like I'm really I try to catch, at least, like I have these like avenues of regulation, like journaling and being open in conversation and being introspective. Like I go on walks and just think with like in silence, and I'll have like deep conversations with my friends and family about where I'm at and where I want to go. And I have like a coach and a therapist, and I read a lot of nonfiction. Mostly nonfiction. I like learning, So I feel like, I'm just looking at this kind of macro picture of my life. I'm just like, all right, today I spoke to someone for 2 minutes on the street, which was just a coincidence that I ran into this guy. And what did I do? I did some work. I did some like errands. I went to the gym. I went to freaking Subway. Got some, had like a normal day. And I had like 2 minutes of conversation. Like that doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem normal. And I saw people yesterday. I saw people the day before, and I saw people the day before. Like socially wise. And like I feel like before I was able to just like like as a mega introvert, I was able to like hit these spurts of like not seeing people for like, you know, I wouldn't speak to someone for like a fucking like 4 days. I'd be in my grind, and I'd be like pretty good. You know, maybe not like self-actualizing, not like ecstatic to be alive, but you know, pretty dialed in. And I feel like that is like that is kind of like gone away, I guess. In that I feel I need more, and I feel like I need like deeper connections, more connections, and probably just like I'm just thinking about how annoying my cough sounded, doesn't it? Like yes, it's probably fascinating for someone to watch. If they made it this far, which probably like no one's gonna make it this far, but it's kind of just like someone. I'm gonna drink some water. It sounds like someone is like coming out of denial that they're not just doing okay being alone. And I am doing okay being alone, but it's like I'm running into some issues, and not like logistical issues, like like the emotional issues, which I've been pretty good at not running into kind of all my life, and in this department. And I don't know if I prided myself on it, but I've always noticed like I don't really get lonely. It's kind of cool how I am. I'll be right back. I've been getting into these non-alcoholic beers. I was just drinking them because like I'd go to like an outing where people were drinking, and I would just like I noticed it would be cool. Like I drink like a bunch of non-alcoholic beers, and I feel like I'm just one of the boys. Like I just forget that I'm not getting drunk, and it just feels like I'm drinking a whole bunch of beers. And I feel like there's like a bit of a placebo going on in my mind because it's like drinking a whole bunch of beers. Like that's when you get relaxed and whatnot. And I do just dig the taste too. Crazy that happened. I remember being a teenager thinking, how could anyone ever like this? And like so many adults would just be like, oh yeah, no, fair. I just only like it for getting drunk. I don't like the taste. And now it's like the opposite. I'm just drinking for the taste. It's crazy. I feel more awake now. This is good. I feel like my hypothesis in my journal that doing something creative would instigate some energy and some excitement worked. I am feeling kind of sick, feeling kind of good. I like solving problems and moving forward, get that forward movement going, and overcoming the challenge. And this is going to be a sick opening YouTube video for this channel. Like for me to look back on, if I keep posting here for years and years and years, and just be like, oh dude, that was me when I was 27. Like having that freaking like whole confrontation with his singlehood. And like if I if I go far in therapy and really like have my mind adjusted on the feeling of the hand pushing away the dating tactics, or like the dating strategies or like the lifestyle adjustments to facilitate, you know, for like meeting people to happen. If I can change my mind on that, it would be very cool to look back on this video and see me talking about that. And then, you know, getting to the end of the video and seeing me be all meta and talking about how in the future I'm gonna be watching that and see how my mind shifted. But fuck, yo, imagine my mind doesn't shift and I'm just like 35 and hate myself. That would suck. Sorry, buddy. I'm actually sorry. Like, I didn't mean to poke fun at you there. The way this guy talks, like, I feel like he doesn't actually, like, he's not, like, actually that depressed. I feel like he's pretty good. Like, I don't know. He has a lot of bad habits, but, I feel like he's pretty smart. Like, I feel like he can make it. And, I'm really glad to see his channel blowing up. I'd be sick if he can start getting some traction going there in terms of, like, making something of himself. Be sick. You know, money isn't everything, but it sure helps. Although when you're in a funk, you feel like it does absolutely nothing. Like, you know, days ago I was just lying there like, fuck, I hate myself, fuck myself, fuck you. Saying that kind of shit to myself, and but I can't, like, and I was just sitting there like, I don't care that I have, you know, like, better finances than the average person my age, like, blah 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 blah. But then I just thought, like, oh man, if I have to, like, wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow, so you have to go work at Home Hardware or whatever, like, hold on top of this, damn bro, that would kind of suck. But then on the other hand, maybe I think there's a lot of just, like, regulating that goes on, like like you just kind of, like, your mood like you just kind of get used to your circumstance, and then you're like, oh yeah, okay, like, this just, yeah, it's fine, you accept it, you know, like, I remember working all these minimum wage jobs when I was younger, and I remember just thinking, like, yeah, I hate it. But then when you're actually in it and doing the things, it's like, yeah, this is kind of, like, a lot of, like, positive neurons are fired, you know? Like, you're moving, you're interacting with people, you're focused, you're trying to get something done. There's, like, the times, like, you can't be slacking, you know? Like, when you're just kind of idling, like, when I'm just sitting around and I feel, like, bad about myself, and I'm just kind of staring at the wall, and I'm like, maybe I'll fucking, like, watch a YouTube or, like, porn or something, like, fuck, man, that's not healthy, dude. It ain't healthy. But if, like, I got the dishwasher for, like, 2 years, if I, like, hate myself, and then I'm like, oh fuck, I gotta go work, and then it's like, I gotta go, and then I go, and then, like, you know, it's like, like, the room is flying, like, in the back room of the kitchen, it's crazy. Like, I worked at the Swiss Chalet for 2 years, and you know, all the dishes are coming, people, you know, you gotta do shit. There's not that much room to ruminate, I feel like, and I feel like that movement can really get you, and that, like, tension and that focus that requires can really, like, clear your head, and, like, you can maybe enter into some, like, meditative trance, to find the silver lining in that. This guy, actually, this YouTuber I keep referencing, he was talking how he just got a job, like, I think he's, like, pushing carts or something, and, like outside, and he was like, yeah, it's actually not bad, like, it's good exercise, you just don't have to deal with people, you're just, you know, doing your thing, like, just pushing carts around, it's fucking not so bad. The bad part of it is, like, the money is not good, and then, like, if you have a shitty boss, that kind of sucks. But besides that, yeah, like, I don't know, feel like Feel like working minimum wage is you know, maybe it ain't so bad, because I'm just telling myself this because I feel a lot of guilt when I feel bad because of my place in the world. Um, I see all these people my age who are struggling financially, and then I'll encounter older people who are struggling financially, and then I'll see about all these people all over the world who are struggling in this and that way, and then it's like I kind of look at myself and I'm like, how dare I feel bad? But the human psyche is an interesting thing, and you get used to your circumstance, and then the way that your mind is kind of works around it to feel good or bad based on the changes and how you feel about your thing. I was telling my therapist, and we're exploring this, like, I don't necessarily feel proud of my place in the world, so no amount of success is going to make me feel any better about that and any less ashamed of myself as it relates to my own negative feelings. So I'm kind of just like a bit fucked in that department. It's like, man, fucking complaining about this on YouTube is so fucking dislike. There's something deeply ironic happening here. My mind's blanked. I'm trying to describe it. I feel ashamed of feeling bad about my bad feelings because of how good my life is in terms of being extremely privileged, essentially. And now me talking about that is creating some shame as well, that I shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't. Who are you to feel bad about that? But if I was someone else, if I was a friend of mine talking to myself, talking to me, I would tell them that your feelings are valid and everyone's circumstance is valid. Yeah, and you're allowed to feel what you feel. and yeah, and it's good to express it. And this little speak out loud thing is making me feel less of that. Turned out to be quite the ramble. A little ramble. Just watching the clock tick on. I often struggle to meditate, but this last 7 seconds for me felt like a really present, mindful 7 seconds. And you speak and speak and speak until you can no longer have anything to say, and I'm just speaking my thoughts, uncensored, or unrestricted. So when I run out of things to say, I'm not thinking anything. It's kind of crazy. It's like I just kind of uncovered a little mindfulness hack. I guess I'm thinking, like, should I not be doing this? Like, should I end the, should I be ending this video? Like, what the fuck? But hey, we're going deep. We're going deep into my individuality, you could say. As I was talking before about my individuality. You know, how many people are going to talk until they go silent, and then we like, let's meditate now. While drinking a 0 alcohol Budweiser. That is, I put it in the fridge at the start of this video. It would have been really nice to have one during, and now it's like, it's not cold. It's like, I mean it is, but it's not like maximum fridge cold. I'm not going to be coughing in future videos. I'm just like on the last legs of a cold. Like I'm keep thinking tomorrow I'm going to wake up with absolute no symptoms, and then I have like a little bit of something. You know, I'm fine. All right, let's try to like link it back to the start of the video. What were we talking about? The start. I have no idea. Oh yeah, I was talking about how I had a channel and then I just deleted it because it's like people I know in real life watch it, and I don't want to like go deep into like shit, especially because like my fucking brother's gonna show my mom or whatever because they're pieces of shit, and they find that funny. So yeah, I mean this is my corner of the internet. Quite unrelatable. I'll try to make future videos more topic specific. And I just said unrelatable, but there's definitely like a lot of things of what I covered on, which are definitely heavily relatable to people, including the first thing, which is like, you know, deleting your channel because people you know follow it, and you don't like when people share your personal videos to people like kind of snickering and whatever. So I guess I just kind of tend to have a bit of an extreme view of myself in terms of my ostracization and ability, I guess you could say. Like how hard I am to connect with. And I feel like there's a lot of elements of me that can be connected with, but then there's elements of me that are hard to connect with, hard to relate to, and I think I disproportionately ruminate on those. Kind of like digging into I have this pattern that I've noticed where I like dig into my mistakes, and I don't really like dig into my strengths, I guess. Or I don't like celebrate my wins, but I really go after myself for my losses. Like my strengths are just kind of a given, and then my shortcomings are the shortcomings. You know, my differences are, you know, something to feel ashamed about, and ashamed or feel a sense of like, we gotta fix it. And my throat's getting itchy as I refuse to stop speaking. I'm trying to push this video into hour-long territory for some reason. No idea why. I'm not actually trying to. But maybe this will be the longest video I've ever made. Debut, a crazy debut. So, yeah, I guess let's wrap it up. What am I gonna call it? The rise of depression posting comes to mind. Or depression vlogging, depression monologuing. The depression monologues. I'm not even depressed, but I feel like that's an apt thing. It's like I'm trying to become a part of the genre of the like kind of depression sphere. Joining the depression sphere. Entering the depression monologue sphere. Entering the depression monologue sphere. I like that. Alright, we'll run with that. Next video, we're going to be succinct.